Have you ever wondered why some people walk away from your life? Why certain doors suddenly close? Or why you feel alone when everyone else seems to belong? What if those moments are not punishments? What if they are protection? Sometimes, the things we lose are the very things that could have harmed us. Sometimes, the delays, the disappointments, and the unexpected endings are signs that God is quietly guiding us away from people and situations that do not deserve our light. Today, let's talk about 8 signs that a woman may be divinely protected from evil people. There are women in this world who carry something special within them: kindness, faith, wisdom, and purpose. And when a person carries purpose, life often has a way of protecting that purpose. The first sign is that toxic people leave your life naturally. You may not even fight to remove them. Relationships simply fade, and later you realize that their absence brought peace. The second sign is that your intuition warns you about certain people. You feel uneasy, and something inside tells you to be careful. That inner voice is often wisdom guiding you towards safety. The third sign is that you experience delays and closed doors. Opportunities disappear, plans change, and at first it feels disappointing. But later you discover that those situations would have brought pain or regret. The fourth sign is that you value peace more than popularity. You no longer chase approval. You choose environments that protect your spirit and your well-being. The fifth sign is that you recover quickly from betrayal. Pain may come, but it does not destroy you. Instead, it teaches you, strengthens you, and makes you wiser. The sixth sign is that you attract genuine people after difficult seasons. When unhealthy relationships leave, healthier and more meaningful connections often enter your life. The seventh sign is that you continue to grow despite challenges. Difficult people may try to discourage you, but somehow you keep moving forward, becoming stronger and more confident. And the eighth sign is that you feel guided toward a greater purpose. Deep inside, you know your life is meant for more than drama, negativity, and harmful relationships. The lesson is simple. Protection does not always look like comfort. Sometimes it looks like endings, delays, distance, and difficult decisions. But every one of those moments can become an invitation to trust that your life is being guided towards something better. So, if you have lost people, faced disappointments, or walked through lonely seasons, do not assume you are abandoned. Perhaps you are being protected. Perhaps you are being prepared. And perhaps the very things you once questioned are the things that are leading you toward your Samora. Because sometimes, the greatest blessing is not getting what you wanted. It's being protected from what could have harmed you. Have you ever looked back on a relationship, a friendship, or an opportunity that didn't work out and realized, months or even years later, that losing it was actually one of the best things that ever happened to you? In the moment, rejection feels painful. It feels personal. We ask ourselves, why did this happen to me? Why was I left behind? Why didn't they choose me? But what if we are asking the wrong question? What if the question isn't, why was I rejected? But rather, where is this rejection trying to redirect me? There is something powerful about understanding that not every closed door is a punishment. Sometimes, it is protection. Sometimes, life removes people from our journey because they were never meant to stay. Sometimes, an opportunity disappears because it would have taken us away from who we are meant to become. Think about it. Many of the people who have achieved great things in life can point to moments when they were rejected. They didn't get the job they wanted. They lost relationships they thought would last forever. They were told they weren't good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. Yet those moments became turning points. The rejection pushed them towards something better, something more aligned with their purpose. The truth is, we often confuse comfort with destiny. Just because we want something doesn't mean it is right for us. Just because someone enters our life doesn't mean they are meant to remain there. Sometimes we hold on so tightly to certain people and situations because we are afraid of losing dirt. But what if losing them is exactly what we need? A friendship that ends may create space for healthier relationships. A missed opportunity may force us to discover talents we never knew we had. A painful goodbye may lead us to a future we could never have imagined. Rejection has a strange way of redirecting us toward growth. The challenge is that we rarely understand it while it is happening. In the moment, all we can see is the disappointment. We focus on the door that closed instead of the path that is opening in front of us. But life has a way of revealing its lessons with time. One day, you look back and realize that what felt like a setback was actually a setup for something greater. So, when you experience rejection, don't rush to believe that your worth has been diminished. Rejection is not always a statement about your value. Often, it is a change in direction. It is life gently saying, "This is not where you belong. Keep moving." Because sometimes the greatest gift is not getting what you desperately wanted. The greatest gift is being redirected toward what you truly need. And when you learn to see rejection in this way, you stop fearing closed doors. You begin trusting that every ending has the potential to lead you to a better beginning. We live in a world that constantly tells us to be available to everyone, to say yes to every request, to avoid disappointing people, and to seek approval wherever we can find it. Many people spend years trying to make everyone happy, believing that if they are kind enough, helpful enough, or accommodating enough, they will finally be accepted by everyone around them. But there is a price to living this way, and that price is often your peace. Peace is one of the most valuable gifts you will ever have. It is the ability to sleep at night without carrying bitterness in your heart. It is the ability to walk away from conflict that no longer serves you. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what truly matters in your life. Yet many people sacrifice this peace in exchange for temporary approval. Think about how often we ignore our own needs just to keep others comfortable. We stay in unhealthy relationships because we don't want to hurt someone's feelings. We remain in toxic friendships because we fear being alone. We tolerate disrespect because we want to avoid conflict. Little by little, we give away our peace, believing that pleasing others will bring us happiness. But the truth is, when you constantly seek approval from everyone, you eventually lose yourself. The people who protect their peace understand something important. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every opinion deserves a response. They know that their emotional well-being matters. They recognize that setting boundaries is not selfish, it is necessary. Saying no to something that drains your energy is often saying yes to your own health, growth, and purpose. There comes a moment in life when you realize that peace is more valuable than being liked by all. Everyone. You understand that you do not need to explain every decision you make. You do not need to remain in environments that constantly make you anxious or unhappy. You do not need to carry the weight of other people's expectations. Protecting your peace sometimes means walking away from conversations that only create negativity. Sometimes it means creating distance from people who constantly criticize or manipulate you. Sometimes it means choosing silence instead of engaging in unnecessary arguments. These decisions can be difficult because people may misunderstand you. They may accuse you of changing or becoming distant. But the truth is, you are not becoming distant. You are becoming wiser. The remarkable thing about peace is that it changes everything. When your mind is at peace, you think more clearly. When your heart is at peace, you make better decisions. When your spirit is at peace, you have the strength to pursue your purpose without being distracted by every opinion and every conflict around you. The goal of life is not to win everyone's approval. It is impossible to make everyone happy. No matter what you do, someone will disagree with you, criticize you, or misunderstand your intentions. The goal is to live in a way that allows you to remain true to yourself and protect the inner calm that gives you strength. Because at the end of the day, your peace is not something you should trade for acceptance. It is a gift to be guarded, nurtured, and protected. And when you finally understand its value, you stop chasing approval and start choosing the people, places, and decisions that bring genuine peace into your life. There is a difference between intelligence and discernment. Intelligence helps you understand information, but discernment helps you understand people. It is the quiet ability to sense when something is right, to recognize when something feels wrong, and to make decisions that protect your well-being. In life, one of the greatest strengths a person can develop is the ability to see beyond appearances and understand the true character and intentions of the people around them. Many of us have learned difficult lessons because we ignored our instincts. We gave people countless chances even when they repeatedly showed us who they were. We stayed in situations that drained our energy because we hoped things would eventually change. We believed words instead of paying attention to actions. And often, the pain we experienced was not because we lacked kindness or love, it was because we lacked discernment. Discernment is not about becoming suspicious of everyone or expecting the worst from people. It is about paying attention. It is about understanding that not everyone who smiles at you wishes you well, and not everyone who disagrees with you is against you. Some people enter your life to encourage you and help you grow, while others bring confusion, negativity, and unnecessary struggles. The wisdom lies in knowing the difference. One of the signs of maturity is learning to trust the quiet voice within you. Have you ever met someone and immediately felt uneasy without knowing why? Have you ever entered a situation that looked perfect on the outside, but felt wrong deep inside? That inner feeling often exists for a reason. Discernment allows you to pause, observe, and listen before making decisions that could affect your life. People reveal who they are over time. They reveal themselves in the way they treat others, in how they react when they do not get what they want, and in whether their actions match their words. A discerning person pays attention to these details. They understand that character is not proven by promises, but by consistent behavior. Developing discernment also means learning to recognize the relationships and environments that are unhealthy. Some people constantly bring drama wherever they go. Some only appear when they need something. Others make you question your worth or leave you feeling emotionally exhausted after every interaction. Wisdom is recognizing these patterns and understanding that protecting your peace sometimes requires creating distance. Discernment is also important when making decisions about your future. Not every opportunity is meant for you. Not every invitation should be accepted. Sometimes what appears attractive in the moment can lead you away from your purpose. The ability to pause and ask, "Is this right for me?" is a form of strength. The truth is that life becomes much easier when you stop ignoring the lessons that experience teaches you. Every disappointment, every betrayal, and every difficult relationship can sharpen your ability to understand people more clearly. Pain, when reflected upon wisely, often becomes wisdom. And perhaps that is why discernment is such a powerful gift. It protects your heart from unnecessary hurt. It protects your time from being wasted on the wrong people. It protects your energy so that it can be invested in the things that truly matter. Because strength is not only found in working hard or speaking loudly. Sometimes, true strength is found in quietly recognizing what belongs in your life and what does not, and having the courage to choose wisely. Loneliness is one of the most misunderstood seasons of life. Most people see it as something to fear, something to escape, or even something to be ashamed of. We live in a world that celebrates constant connection. We are surrounded by messages that tell us we should always be busy, always be social, and always have people around us. So, when we find ourselves alone, we often assume that something is wrong. But what if solitude is not a punishment? What if it is preparation? Some of the most important moments in life happen in seasons of solitude. It is in the quiet moments, away from the noise and opinions of others, that we begin to understand who we really are. When we are constantly surrounded by people, it is easy to become influenced by their expectations, their fears, and their definitions of success. But when we spend time alone, we are forced to confront ourselves. We discover our strengths, our weaknesses, our dreams, and the things that truly matter to us. Think about the seasons in your life when you felt most alone. Perhaps a friendship ended, a relationship broke apart, or you found yourself walking a path that very few people understood. At the time, it may have felt painful. You may have questioned why certain people left, or why life suddenly became so quiet. But if you look back carefully, you may also realize that those were the seasons in which you grew the most. Solitude has a way of teaching lessons that crowds cannot teach. It teaches self-reliance. It teaches patience. It teaches emotional strength. When you spend time alone, you learn that your happiness cannot depend entirely on the presence of other people. You begin to understand that your value does not come from how many people surround you or how forward you are. Your value comes from who you are. There is also something powerful about silence. In a noisy world, silence gives us the opportunity to think clearly. It allows us to reflect on our mistakes, heal from our wounds, and gain a deeper understanding of our purpose. Many people spend years running from loneliness because they fear being alone with their wants. But those who embrace solitude often discover something extraordinary. They find themselves. Seasons of loneliness also prepare us for healthier relationships. Sometimes certain people need to leave our lives so that we can learn not to depend on them for our dues, identity, or happiness. Sometimes we need a period of separation so that we can heal from old wounds before welcoming new people into our lives. Growth often requires space, and solitude creates that space. It is during these quiet seasons that we build the inner strength needed for the future. We learn to trust ourselves. We become more aware of our values. We develop resilience and wisdom. Then, when the right people enter our lives, we are able to build relationships from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. The truth is that every season has a purpose. There are seasons of celebration and seasons of solitude. There are moments filled with companionship and moments filled with silence. Neither lasts forever, and both have something valuable to teach us. So, if you find yourself in a lonely season, do not rush to escape it. Do not assume that you have been forgotten or left behind. Perhaps this quiet chapter is preparing you for something greater. Perhaps it is teaching you lessons that can only be learned in solitude. And perhaps the person you are becoming in these moments of aloneness is exactly the person you need to be for the journey ahead. There is something remarkable about people who live with a sense of purpose. They wake up each day believing that their lives matter, that their actions have meaning, and that they are here for something greater than simply existing. Purpose gives direction to our lives. It shapes our decisions, influences our relationships, and gives us the strength to keep moving forward even when life becomes difficult. And when a person begins to live with purpose, something else often happens. They become more protective of their time, energy, and peace. Many people go through life without asking themselves an important question. Why am I here? They follow the crowd, chase approval, and spend years pursuing things that bring temporary satisfaction, but no lasting fulfillment. But there comes a moment for many people when they begin to feel that they are meant for something more. They realize that their life has value and that they have gifts, talents, and experiences that can make a difference in the world. The moment you discover purpose, your priorities begin to change. You become more careful about the people you allow into your life because you understand that not everyone supports your growth. You become more mindful of how you spend your time because you know that every moment is precious. You stop saying yes to everything because you realize that every distraction takes you further, away from what truly matters. Purpose has a way of creating boundaries. It teaches you that you cannot give your energy to every opinion, every conflict, and every unnecessary relationship. If you are trying to build something meaningful, whether it is a family, a career, a business, or a dream, you must learn to protect your focus. The world is full of distractions, and not every opportunity deserves your attention. Think about the people who have made a lasting impact in the world. They all faced obstacles, criticism, and moments of doubt. Yet they continued moving forward because they were guided by something bigger than their fears. Their purpose gave them resilience. It gave them the courage to keep going when others gave up. Purpose also changes the way you view challenges. Instead of seeing every difficulty as a reason to quit, you begin to see hardships as lessons that are shaping you for the future. Every disappointment teaches patience. Every setback teaches perseverance. Every closed door encourages you to seek a better path. Purpose does not remove obstacles from your life, but it gives meaning to the journey through them. There is another beautiful truth about purpose. It often attracts the right people into your life. When you are committed to growth and living with intention, you naturally connect with people who encourage you, inspire you, and help you become better. At the same time, some relationships may fade away because they no longer align with the person you are becoming. While these changes can be painful, they are often necessary for growth. Living with purpose does not mean having all the answers, or knowing exactly what the future holds. It simply means waking up each day with the desire to live intentionally, to become the best version of yourself, and to contribute something meaningful to the world. And perhaps that is why purpose is so powerful. It gives direction to your steps, strength to your heart, and clarity to your decisions. It reminds you that your life is valuable and that you were not created to wander aimlessly. You were created to grow, to learn, to serve, and to become everything you are capable of becoming. When you live with that understanding, you begin to protect your peace, your time, and your energy because you know that your purpose is too important to be wasted on things that do not truly matter. As we come to the end of this message, I want you to remember one simple truth. Not every loss is a defeat. Not every closed door is a rejection. And not every season of loneliness is a punishment. Sometimes, the things we don't understand today become the blessings we are grateful for tomorrow. If certain people have walked away from your life, perhaps they were making room for healthier relationships. If opportunities disappeared, perhaps they were redirecting you toward a better path. If you have spent time alone, perhaps you were being prepared for a greater purpose. And if your heart has learned to protect its peace and trust its inner wisdom, then you are growing into the person you are meant to become. Life will always bring challenges. There will be people who misunderstand you, criticize you, or try to pull you away from your purpose. But never forget this. You do not need to chase everyone, prove yourself to everyone, or carry every burden that comes your way. Some doors are meant to close. Some relationships are meant to end. Some detours are meant to guide you towards something far greater than you can currently see. So walk forward with courage. Protect your peace. Trust your discernment. Embrace the seasons of solitude. And above all, continue to live with purpose. Because when you live with purpose, every experience, both the joyful and the painful, becomes part of your journey toward becoming stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. The greatest protection in life is not the absence of difficulties. It is the wisdom to recognize what belongs in your life and the courage to let go of what does not. Trust that every challenge has a lesson, every ending has a new beginning, and every step is preparing you for the person you are becoming. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your open hearts today. I hope these thoughts encourage you to see your life's challenges from a different perspective and inspire you to move forward with faith, confidence, and purpose. May you walk in peace, may you find strength in every season, and may you always trust that even in the moments you do not understand, something greater may be guiding your path. Thank you, and may you all be blessed.